What's cracking, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Today, Matt Perger is going to give us the quick rundown on the Eversys Cameo Superautomatic Espresso machine. Now, Perger's been a brand ambassador for the Eversys company for I think about a year now, and he's been doing his super automatic rampage that he's on. I caught up with him at Expo at the Eversys booth and just asked for a quick rundown on the machine. What's the deal? What does it do?
That is a great cup. Strong merch game. So this is a super automatic espresso machine, which means beans go in the top and then yummy comes out the front. It also does milky things, so milk goes in the back and then yummier milk things come out the front. The idea with this machine is how good can we make a machine that makes coffee? How far can we go? And the answer at the moment is as good as most baristas, if not better, which takes a little bit of time to come to terms with, and I'm going to show you. So we have some coffees. We've got some counterculture hologram, which I think is tasting great, and we're going to make some espressos with it. So we've got every variable that you would normally tell a barista. How much coffee, how much water, what shot time do you want, how much pre-infusion, how much water in the pre-infusion, how long do you wait, tamping pressure, all the things, boiler temperature. You set all those, and then the machine watches all of those, measures them as if you have a portafilter on a set of scales, but it doesn't use a portafilter or a set of scales. And it just monitors all those things, keeps them nice and steady all day, and continues to make delicious coffee. There's a couple ways you can do milk. You can steam it like a barista. You can steam the milk and it'll stop with a temperature jobby on the end there. You can just stick it on, press a button, and it'll aerate and steam to whatever profile you want. So maybe you want to aerate aggressively for 3 seconds and then steam until your desired end temp, or you can aerate a little bit for 10 seconds and then stop at whatever temperature you want, just like a barista would. Or you can just dispense steamed milk straight out of the head as well. Slamming takeaways, jamming lids on and getting them out the door. We're pulling espresso right now, and if I want to manually aerate this milk just automatically, I'll do that. We don't need a nice vortex because we're not using the consistent motion of the milk to aerate. We're using an air pump inside the machine that meets with the steam, then comes out and aerates the milk. So you kind of really can't screw it up.
This is probably how the Breville handles its automatic steaming, because it has hands-off milk steaming that also works really, really well. But if you look at it, there's no vortex, there's no stretch and roll, there's none of those classic indicators from barista life that we're all so used to. So I'm assuming they're using a similar technology.
You still have to wipe the steam arm though, which is really disappointing.
Are you f***ing kidding me, Matt?
So, nice and silky, nice and yummy. And I realized I put this in the wrong cup. I screwed up. I'm gonna ditch some of this. I have too much and your cup is tiny. What a cute little cup. Can't do much because I've had so much coffee today. Yeah, anything that I've done here apart from physically moving cups around. So if you want to dial in at 5 a.m. before you get in at 6 a.m., you could be like, yo, dial in the coffee for me machine, and it'll just do it to your recipe as it was yesterday. And then by the time you turn up, it'll be making coffee the way you want. This guy here actually. So this is the last shot we made just then. You can see all the parameters of it on this little tablet. And then the milk that I just made, you can see all the details about that milk too. So that's pretty sweet. You can also set a schedule so it'll clean itself. In the top is a hopper for cleaning tablets. And you can also set it so that if the baristas didn't clean the machine, it won't make coffee tomorrow, which is pretty great. And then for the milk system, you have to clean it with liquid, but that's really simple. They totally simplified the milk cleaning as well. So really it's like coffee that's as good as any espresso bar, better than most espresso bars, completely automatically and pretty reasonably priced. This one is single group, but there are other machines from the E series that are up to 450 beverages an hour if you so wish to crank that much chino.
So does the machine make better coffee than the average barista at the average coffee shop? Well, yeah. But does that have more to do with the machine, or does that have more to do with the coffee shop? Does that have more to do with a lack of good training at most coffee shops? Does it have more to do with the fact that the barista is a super high turnover position? So by the time someone starts to get a handle on things, they're likely already going out the door. These are all big things that I'm gonna address later, so I don't wanna talk about them now because they've been on my mind. So for now, you're just gonna have to decide for yourself. I asked the crew at Eversys what their target market was, and they said everywhere. And this thing has a really long way to go before it'll end up in a cafe, and none of that really has anything to do with quality necessarily. Although the coffee's fine. It's fine. There's still some other implications about putting a machine like this on bar. One is perceived value. If people come in and spend a premium on really, really fancy coffee, there's a lot of education and there's a lot of runway before they're willing to accept that they're gonna pay $5 or $6 for a cup of coffee to watch someone just push a button and hand them a drink. It just doesn't feel right. The other issue is aesthetic. So if you imagine one or two of these going in place of that Spirit, that Slayer, or that Strata that you have on bar, doesn't really quite match up if you think of this sitting in your average third wave specialty coffee shop. Where do I think this machine would be great? I think it would be great in hotels. I think it would be great in conference rooms. I think it would be great where there's not a huge expectation of quality and you can just really surprise people with how good this coffee is. It's always good talking with Matt. Some people really love his stuff. Some people really can't stand his stuff, but you can't argue that he's got conviction. He picks a lane and he goes with it, and his responses are what am I trying to say? His reasons for going down his chosen path are beautifully articulated and you totally understand where he's going from, and I value that. So what do you think? Are we ready for super automatic machines? Are you never gonna use a super automatic machine? Are you gonna get one super auto and one manual and then a lever machine and just freak out? Where do you think this is going? I'd love to hear. Let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay dialed, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace!
What's up with these dials, like the little roundabouts?
Little roundabout jobbies. That's for pressure profiling, so you like jam in and then